And so today we got some news regarding the next 1000-year Blood War banner rerun, and it does appear to be the Tomorrow Summons, which features a Ryuken, Isshin, and also Misaki. As always, when it comes to these 1000-year Blood War reruns, the first step is free, so definitely go ahead and do that tomorrow morning when the Tomorrow Summons does drop. I make that joke every single time. But with that said, since there are obviously a lot of new people that started at the end of the year, maybe you've never had a chance to summon for these characters, we're here to talk about them and break down the banner before they do get their rerun tomorrow morning. Now, firstly, what we will see here is that the availability is from tomorrow morning, the 7th of February at 7 in the morning for me, and will last until the 16th, which therefore means that when this banner does officially leave, we will have already gotten the mid-month banner announcement. And since we are also here, let's quickly speculate about some potential upcoming banners in case you are potentially wanting them. The Spirits are Forever With You Kenpachi Lineage ban has a very high chance to return this month as the Safui rerun for the month of February. If you are potentially wanting to summon for those, you might want to start saving orbs now. And I believe there's a decent chance that the Untold Stories version of Kenpachi and Retsu might be featured in that banner too. So again, saving orbs for that potentially is something that you might want to do. 6th Anniversary Aizen is coming back in a Brave Selection banner. And as always, we got to talk about the potential upcoming banners. February end of month, so literally in less than 3 weeks time, has a potential chance to be Safui Gina Mayuri. Our next new 1000-year Blood War banner will probably drop around April or March. Probably April though. And the Burn the Witch banner can drop anytime from now all the way to the end of June. I know some of these are just speculations, none of these are actually confirmed to be happening, but it's just stuff that you should be keeping in mind before you do summon on these characters. Because looking at the filler pool, what we will see here is that the banner itself it's okay. Again, it's a full 1000-year Blood War banner, but the problem, of course, is that they are old 1000-year Blood War characters. Now, some of these characters have actually aged quite well and definitely can be used in this meta, but for those that only care about meta and meta is better characters, then this is going to be an easy skip. It's best, as always, just to save for the new 1000-year Blood War characters and just hope that these characters eventually become fillers, and that way you can then summon for new 1000-year Blood War characters while also getting your hands on potential old ones like these ones here. Personally, for me, that's what I prefer. You know, if I really want dupes of Bambietta or Candace, I'd rather get them while going for the new characters instead of just summoning on here. But I know not everyone plays like that. People want to get the characters now, so let's quickly talk about the characters. Firstly, let's talk about Isshin. Isshin is a speed holo killer, has a good strong attack hit, has a decent damage output, and that's basically about it. Like, he's just an okay, good character. Like, there's nothing crazy about him, but he is good enough to be used, especially if you are a massive fan of Isshin. This is basically the best Isshin in the game and can make for quite a good character, especially if you do get dupes of him. We are starting to see now that the Link Swap Potion Soul Trait will be implemented in other attributes. So when we eventually get on for the speed attribute where you can then farm power potions, if you want to use Isshin to farm content, if you have that link, that is something that you can definitely do. Same goes for Misaki. Misaki's actually aged quite well in this case. She is a ranged NAD character with guard break with the no affiliation killer, and also does have a boost and barrier SA2. Since the way she was designed, she can be used in normal PvE content, still holds up in arena content, can potentially be used in brave battles if you really want to do that, but most importantly, she does have a very nice niche in the ranged no affiliation guild quest, as she is still the best booster for that particular week. Her only competition is actually Swimsuit Momo, but this Misaki does out DPS her. When it comes to these old 1000-year Blood War characters around 1 to 14, I think Misaki is one of the better ones, and she's probably one of the few that are definitely worth summoning for, but it really comes down to, again, if you want to summon on her on this particular banner. Ryuken is going to be a power Story per killer, good damage output, good strong attacks, all things considered. The ST is a bit wonky, it is a pushback attack, but I guess he has the unique thing that he does go through a range resistance, so you can actually get a use out of him in Extreme Crop, for example, but again, nothing super special, just an average SP character that can be used only if you really like him. Same goes for Uryu. I know I'm kind of saying the same thing here, but these characters aren't anything super special, right? But in Uryu's case, he is a pretty fun character, at least he was on release, because he does have the status element reversal, where you can reflect the status element back, and that can make him quite a tanky / healing character. But other than that extra bit of survivability that has now kind of lost its touch since other characters do it better, he has an okay strong attack hit. Unfortunately, doesn't affect any stats element, and that's unfortunately his biggest downfall when it comes to content like Inheritance Trials. But if you're just looking to have a bit of fun with Uryu, this character can do a decent job. Drugum is our next character, and he's going to be a Brave Battle character. Now, funny enough, the Brave Battle characters in this ban have actually aged quite well, mainly because of how the meta has turned out. In this case, Drugum is a power character with the Squad 0 kill ability. Now, his kill is actually quite poor when it comes to the Brave Battle meta, but that's not really his highlight. The thing about this character is that he does take 0 damage for the first 10 seconds, unless you are going against a character that can ignore the invincibility, but his main use in the current meta is mainly just to be a solid power character to go against the technique characters in the current meta. Characters like Askin, Oko, and also Kurashiki, this Drugum does do quite well against, and that's mainly where he is going to be used. So Drugum, I think, is actually still quite good and definitely can be used in many different teams in Brave Battles. I still see him be used, and sometimes I actually outright ignore him, mainly because I do use SP characters and a technique character. So Drugum, I think, is actually still quite good in the Brave Battle meta. You can get a use out of him in Senkamon too, and you can also use him in Guild Quest where you are going against Squad 0 enemies. Bazby is going to be a speed character with the Aranka kill ability. His unique thing is that he does have an increased chance of inflicting a stat attack against power attribute Arankas. So because of that, again, over time, he's actually aged decently well here. Of course, there are better Aranka killers in the game. Having said that, it's basically just Adashiro and also Uryu. But in Bazby's case, you definitely can use him, especially when IT does feature Aranka enemies. That's basically the only place you would use him outside of basically Guild Quest, maybe Senkamon, for example. But Bazby's a pretty decent character. Askin, again, another Brave Battle character, very similar to Drugum. It has aged quite well in my opinion. I still use Askin in my team, and his whole unique thing is that he does have a debuff SA2. As of right now, we have very powerful boosters in the Brave Battle meta. Characters like 1000 Year Blood War Chad and also Yuha, giving your entire team a 44% attack, focus, and defense increase. This Askin basically counters that. If he does use his debuff SA2 after that boost goes off, it's going to remove the buff and also lower their attack, focus, and defense by 33%. So if you can use him correctly in your Brave Battle team, you definitely can get the use out of that debuff effect, removing their boost and giving you the stat advantage. And at the same time, one of the newest Brave Battle characters, that being Sajin, is a speed character, so Askin does do pretty good against him, especially because he is actually immune to paralysis. That's one of Sajin's biggest strengths for the most part, is that he can inflict you with paralysis. So Askin, in my opinion, has actually aged quite well again once more in the Brave Battle meta. I still use him, but I do think he is going to require a bit of extra dupes just to get that extra stat advantage, because obviously damage wise he is lacking when compared to some of the newer Brave Battle characters, but someone that is definitely usable in Brave Battles. Bambietta is going to be a speed Quincy with the story per killer. Decent damage output, good strong attacks, that's really about it. She has some fun visuals. I know a lot of people like Bambietta, and she definitely is a character that you can use in normal PvE content. So if you are a Bambietta fan, this is a character just for you. And same goes for Candice. Candice, again, good strong attacks, good damage output. She can get double weakened defense on her soul bomb, so you can actually use her in epic raids, for example. If you ever get a +5 heart link shot potion soul trait sometime in the future, she can make for a decent epic raid farmer. Same goes for Core Quest 2, definitely is usable in quite a few different content, but overall as a banner, they're just okay characters, right? Nothing super special outside of basically Misaki. I think the main three you would want to go for if you did summon on this banner would again be Misaki, Drugum, and also Askin, because personally, they're the only three characters that I can actually see myself using. The banner is going to be your usual step-up formula, so step 1 is going to be free, so definitely go ahead and do that. Step 6, 11, 16, and 21 will be discounted at 150 orbs, while step 2 is 7, 12, 17, and 22 will be discounted at 200 orbs. Every 5th step does guarantee you a 5-star, and it does include a featured character, which of course includes one of these 9 characters. So overall, it's just one of those 1000 Year Blood War banner reruns. I know a lot of people love these 1000 Year Blood characters, I do too, and I know a lot of people haven't actually had a chance to summon for these characters, and I know the wait for a new 1000 Year Blood banner has actually been quite annoying, but as we've already mentioned, it takes around 6 months to make characters, so realistically, we can expect a new 1000 Year Blood banner to happen around sometime April. That should also be when we get our next Bankai Live. So if you're really desperate for a 1000 Year banner, I just recommend to keep saving. And banners like this, again, you can always just get them later on, right? Most of these characters are just collectors at this point. Some are good, some are okay. But personally, I wouldn't spend orbs for them right now. I'd rather just get them in a future banner while going for some of the newer OP characters. But as always, that's the way I play it. If you just play to have fun with your favorite characters, then by all means, go ahead and summon on the banner, right? But with that said, hope you guys did enjoy the video. In the comments below, let me know if you are summoning on this banner. I'm actually kind of curious to see here, who's actually going to pull on this banner. For me, I'm just going to be doing the first step on both accounts since they are free. That's the best thing about these reruns. And I'm going to continue saving for the next big banner, which again, potentially could be end of month February with a new Spirit Earth overview banner. Hope you lads enjoyed the video though, and I'll see you lads next time. Take care and peace.